Paul Emerald,
Here.
Enrica Zhang, Susan Carroll,
Here?
Stephen Babbitt,
Here.
Jimmy Gonzalez.
Here.
Okay, first order of business, approval of the minutes for January 9th. Is there a motion?
I'll make a motion.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, John, I'm gonna get you on the second one thing before you. So we'll get Caroline Trujillo on here for EMG.
Yes.
And you've got an event going on. Why don't you tell us quickly about it?
Yes, it's the second time we're doing this. It's called the Recreational and Sporting Event Amigos de La Voz. La Voz is our local Latino newspaper, sponsored by Essex Media Group. And it's a recreational event, and it aims to promote diversity and inclusion for all of the communities, minority communities specifically. And we have recreational activities, sporting activities. We have a resource fair planned. It's a family-oriented event. We have activities for for parents and for kids. Last year we had bouncing castles that were pretty famous for our kids, so we're gonna have them again. And live performances. We had different cultural performances from different companies and from the city and from surrounding towns. So that's what we're trying to do again.
Was it a good event last year? Successful?
It was. We had a good 500 attendees last year. We're thinking of using the same field, McManus Field. It's right in the center of the community. So it was a really good venue for it.
Any questions from the commission?
Do we need bathrooms,
Yeah, last year-
workers, and I think you had that last year? was
Yes,
that
yes, we did. So we had we rented two bathrooms, port bathrooms that were brought to the event. Then they were removed. And also we had arranged for DPW to have the workers come in and clean, but unfortunately that wasn't possible. So we ended up cleaning up the park ourselves. And I think we did a good job. We didn't get a call afterwards, so I'm assuming we did a good job in making sure. It's a community event, so we have a lot of community volunteers, people who are part of this committee.
What about electricity?
What about what?
Electricity?
Electricity? We had generators last year for different of the activities, so that we had a DJ, we had there's no Latino event that doesn't have music, so we had music throughout the event, and then we have performances, and then we have different electric things to provide electricity for the bouncing castle. So we had different plants at different places to provide enough electricity to support it.
Is there a motion?
I'll make the motion.
Is there a second?
I'll second.
Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Good.
All right,
You're all
thank you
set?
so much.
Good luck.
The one thing I should have thought about, now do we have to be
It's over,
discussed?
you can't. It's approved.
At the last about getting down to the DPW earlier to get all the paperwork, do we have to bring that up every time? We
Yes.
haven't changed the form yet.
Yeah.
Okay.
So what is it?
Just
The paperwork, all
Yes.
the paperwork, you just get it down to us as soon as possible.
Okay, I
The
will.
insurance, the use of building, the use of facility,
Okay, all
the
right.
deposit.
I'll touch base with you so I can just have everything lined up. We can get that as soon as possible. That's not
And that will be
Sorry.
April's first little job.
perfect. I like working with April. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
By the way, before we go any further, April Peralta is going to be our new, what's the correct term, our new point person?
She's our recording secretary.
Recording
for the
secretary for the
Commission.
park.
She's taking place for Susan Heffler, so she'll be on the DPW staff as an office clerk.
Welcome aboard.
Welcome.
We're a tough crowd.
You can tell.
Okay, second on the agenda, I'm going to move, John Moberger is here from Community Development. I had just asked him to come over. There's been a project going on High Rock, and we just wanted to hear some details. So, John, can you tell us about it?
I can't tell you too much more than you already know.
Yeah.
I'm here to represent community development because we were named on the city council order that allowed a group to go up and do some more lighting, the decorative lighting, which I guess is all complete. I want to check with Jamie. So I'm not that familiar with the details of it, but I certainly was asked by Jamie to come over, represent community development, and make sure that next time
Yeah.
it gets involved, we will make sure whoever's going to do work up there comes through the park commission.
Okay, and do you know what, this is laser lights, is this something they have on the ground, do you know? Or?
I think it's laser lights. I think it was, some of it I know is shooting from the stone cottage up to the tower. And I'm not sure whether they've located some other lights. I'd be surprised if they located them on the ground.
I guess one of my concerns before I knew about it was just that if they were going to do anything, I didn't know if it was going to be anything that was attached to the tower or attached anywhere else. So I just, and being on the historical register book, and that was,
Yeah.
Sir, you said those lights were shooting up from where? Bouncing off of where?
The stone cottage,
Stone-
which is
okay,
down
Stone
below
Cottage,
the, yep.
I just wanted to
They
get
had
it
set
on
up a
record.
camera, yes, in the stone cottage earlier to bounce the light off the tower. I'm not sure exactly how they're doing it this time. Maybe we can try, I can try to find out more. but,
now who is going to control this? Who makes the decision to put it on? I'm just, is it something that they're going to do for? Okay.
you know, if you want me to try to get more details and answers
Yeah,
on that.
if you could
I'd
just
be
give
glad
us a
to.
page of information on the particulars, that'd be great, so we could just pass it out to the commission so they know what's going on.
Okay, I would think that the group that did the installation would be able to give that to us easily. The other thing I will mention is we have installed cameras that are not quite complete in the tower and in the stone cottage. And they will be connected down here to the police station.
Oh, great.
So hopefully we'll be able to respond better when there's different events that go on up there.
Now, is there still work progressing on the cottage?
Not at the moment.
Not at the moment.
But, you know, as grants come along, is the way we've been functioning lately. So if we get another grant to complete work up there, we'll probably start, you know, doing more work on the inside. We've pretty much secured the outside.
Good. It's even more important with, you know, Frederick Douglass and the Douglass 200 and, you know,
Yeah.
Black History Month and all that.
Yeah, it was great to
Because he was
be able
tied
to
into
get
that,
that
so.
finished, like the tower and everything else.
Okay, John, we appreciate you coming over.
All right, thank you.
Thanks for coming in. Okay, I'm going to get down to item number 2, Pedro Morales, pay per view.
That's an annual.
That's an annual thing. Someone want to make a motion to approve that?
I'll make the motion.
Is there a second?
I'll second.
Any discussion or questions on it? All in favor? Haley Hanlon requests to use Linda's reservation on Great Woods Road for a 5K race for charity on March 31st. And how are you?
Good, how are you?
Good.
So I'm running the Boston Marathon for a charity. So my 5K is one of my fundraisers, and I'm working with North Shore Timing. I've already gotten everything approved by Dan Smalls from the park ranger. I think Lisa has my paperwork, so I think we're good.
Everything is complete.
I kind of went roundabout backwards about this process, but we're just looking to have, you know, smaller, probably like max 100 people, if I got good turnout, and I'll be going to charity. So, and then Gannon Golf Course is actually offered to host like an after party, and they'll, you know, have restrooms and stuff available. And then Atlantic Ambulance is gonna be on standby.
So you're going to be running the marathon, huh?
Yes.
How many miles you running now?
I'm up to 14.
14?
Yeah.
How many miles you do a week?
Oh my gosh, I don't even know. I want to know. It's like 5 days a week, but it varies. So yeah, probably about 30.
How many you up to, Steve? 0.
We're getting there.
Are there any questions? Not how about a motion?
Rain or shine, right?
Yes, rain and shine. It's runners. They'll do anything.
I'll make a motion.
Okay, is there a second?
I'll second.
Okay, all in favor?
Good
Okay.
luck.
Thank you so
luck.
much.
Take care. Kelsey McNeil requesting use the Rose Garden in Linwood on
Thank you very much.
August
Thank you.
18, 3 p.m. for a wedding ceremony. Did you hear anything from this person?
No, I think Sue had spoken to her before she retired, so I think she's all set.
Okay.
Yeah, she knows the procedure.
No message to her. Okay, is there a motion to approve number 4?
I'll make the motion.
Is there a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Donna Botnicki, Westland, Italy, requests to use Berry Park, Walter Flynn Field from March 1st to October 31st for baseball practices and games.
That's an annual, that's
Yes,
the
an annual.
yeah. Joe came in and spoke on behalf of all the little leagues, but she requested.
Is there a motion on that?
I'll make a motion.
Second.
I'll second.
All in favor? Shanna Beach requests to donate a park bench in Blacks Pond Park in honor of her father, Walter Harrison, MD.
She's out of state, Steve.
Yeah.
And we did send her information on how much it was gonna cost for a park bench. I haven't heard back from her, so.
Okay, so we should wait on this one.
We can either table it or approve it, because they're gonna pay for it, we're not paying for
Yeah.
anything.
Where are we, I'd like to know where we're gonna place it, all that kind of stuff, you know, and we should ask John, but it should be something that community development uses standardly around the city for.
That's where we got the.
Okay, so we got the prices from them, okay. So, whenever this bench is ready, she's willing to wait on this, so let's wait until we get all the information. So, motion to table? It's tabled. Mr. Gass, how are you?
Oh, hi, for you.
Yes, Director of the Highlands Coalition requesting High Rock Park on Saturday, September 15th, to hold the 10th Annual World Music Festival.
Yes, thank you. You missed 9 in a row, didn't you? No, you
I
didn't.
probably have.
No, all right, you can go to the 10th. But the idea of the festival is, I don't know if you know, could you pass this out? This is what it is. It's the one time all year that all ethnic groups in the city can get together, not just to celebrate American music, but their own music they came here with, whether it's Hispanic, whether it's Haitian, whether it's Arabic, whether it's Cambodian. We bring them all together in terms of celebrating their ethnic heritage. And we've had it at Heritage State Park for 9 years. We limited in the number, there's only been 250, 300 people there. But this year we wanted to hold it at High Rock Park because 80% of High Rock, of the Highlands is immigrant folks, just came here. And we want to get this message to them, and we think we can draw a lot of people. Secondly, we formed a working relationship with KIPP Academy, who have 180 parking spaces that they said they could use for any event that's at High Rock Park. And that answers your question about the July 3rd, what's happening there, which we started that event too. But we hope to be able to draw maybe 500 people there and be able to move and have food and have games for children, have pony rides or whatever, you know. So that's the kind of thing we want to do, the arts. We work also in collaboration with Lynn Arts and Downtown Lynn. We're all partners, and they will get out the word about bringing people up to the Highlands, which I think is a historic park, as we know. We also, in the celebration of Frederick Douglass's 200th birthday, since we didn't know him, but I think that we want to be able to sing the music of the Hutchinson family, and bring up a Douglass impersonator, somebody who would be dressed in period clothing, and be able to do that. That's part of what we want to do. So I hope you can join us. And we're featuring dance because we had tap dances last year. We had 25 djembe from the African drum from Cape Cod, and kids loved it. And we had Jewish dancing from klezmer, and also Hispanic dancing. So we were trying to teach dancing, not just sit there for 6 hours, but to get up and participate in the festival.
Lisa, what are the concerns? Can we just go over the concerns for out there, staying out of the circle and things like that?
Right, so we can provide barricades.
Yeah.
We just have to
Yeah,
put a
we do.
request
Got
in
it.
for that. And no parking signs.
Right.
And if you're expecting 500 people, I would probably talk to Captain Chris Reddy at the Lynn Police Department, so they're aware of what's going on up at the High Rock area. If you're doing food, you definitely need food permits.
Right, we've done that.
Okay.
Yes.
You need a one-day insurance policy with the additional insurance for the city of Lynn. And you need to make sure the paperwork's in properly.
Early.
Very early. And
Adjust it all, right.
And then a deposit of $240, which is refundable.
That sounds good. Yeah, we've done that when we started the July 3rd event. We blockaded it off, and we had the police there. It was a kind of an encumbrance with the traffic issue. And now that we worked with the KIPP, second of all, we've gotten the KIPP kids have to have 50 hours of community service to graduate, and 40 kids signed up. I think a lot of those kids would help us in the festival.
So the other thing too is, and we brought this up to Wendy Joseph, because you have a committee of people that you need to be identified, so if there's a problem, they need to they could go to the people wearing yellow t-shirts or orange vests or whatever. But you should not be, people to be
We have a
identified.
t-shirt we've done every year, so they wear the t-shirts, we give it to the kids, anybody that works, volunteers.
Also provide us like with the name of one or two people with a number, so if there's a problem that particular day, they can call up and get in touch with somebody immediately, so if there's any questions like, you know, who's in charge, they can find that
And as
person.
a courtesy, I would pamphlet the neighborhood just to let them know there's an event going on down there too.
So I think we got almost 500 names of people who attended our events over the years.
Right, but the people that live in that
Right around
circle
there, yeah.
area, just because, you know, who knows, people have gatherings on the weekends and stuff like that, you know.
Right.
It's just a courtesy.
Yeah, it's good to see, it's good.
Reach out
All
to the
good
counselor
ideas.
too, Counselor Calucci.
Yeah, we'll talk to him, yeah. He's been there before, because he had a boat down to Seaport, and he had to go by our festival and give us funds to support that, so he knows all about it. We won't ask him to sing, he can't sing, but that's all right.
Are there any questions or comments?
And what's the hours of the festival? Is it all?
We have 1 to 6:30 till dark,
Oh, okay.
yeah. If it rains, we can go into actually the gym at Kip, or postpone it for a week. It's hard to reassemble all the bands, but it's just easier to just go down the street and set up there. We've had to do that in the past.
So you don't need a rain date then?
We'll put it in there, you know, it's always good to have a rain date so the bands are prepared and just, we can decide what to do. We'd rather have it in the park, because that's where you need to sort of re-inhabit the park with people. You have to bring them back there, because the complaints a lot of the neighbors tell me as we go around, as you know, we got about 300 people on a petition about the garden and the park. And a lot of them said, we won't go there, send the kids because of the issues of problems in the park and wheels, etc. So our idea is to bring more events to High Rock Park.
So, Dave, on your pamphlet, I would definitely put Kip Academy for parking.
Oh, right, yes.
So people are aware of Kip, you know.
Right.
So, and that's where the bathroom's gonna
Yeah.
be big too, right?
Right. Yes,
So-
yes, we have two.
So I would put bathrooms and parking at Kip Academy,
Right, okay, then we'll have two.
as long as they gave you that permission.
Well, we'll have two houses there, right there.
Okay.
Yeah. We dedicate this year to two people. It was Leslie Greenberg, who spent 40 years and 50 years in community service, and Dr. Crane, who spent 25 years at the Ford School. Well, we're going to honor them this year. Good.
So your rain day would be the 22nd, and you put that in there and...
Right.
Okay. There's no further questions, I'll entertain a motion.
I'll make the motion. Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay. Thank you. So now, David, talk to us about your additional garden beds at Cook Street.
It's our 6th year. Maybe we can do a little kind of plant thing. Hang this up. That's up to a
I've seen this.
This is what we're trying to do.
Existing
With
beds.
the, this is our 6th year, because of the garden, and thank you for supporting that. Because of the garden, the enforcement from the neighbors, there's very few problems up there, as like there were before at Cook Street Park. And there's a couple of kids that smoke up, and we had to only once call the police and talk to them. But first, before being reform, I asked them if they wanted a job. But, but it didn't work out. So we've had that problem, only one problem there in the 5 years. And so the kids have little tomatoes, so, things like that, but nothing. But we found this is a growing movement to grow food. And if you pick up the paper today, you see food stamps might be cut. People need to grow their own food. So what we do is we offer them an area that's from here to the wall, to that door, by 4 feet. It's not 4 by 8, but 4 by 25 feet to grow food. We ask them for $50 or work with us. We supply them with plants and seeds and teach them how to grow food. And we also have classes, sessions on different things like white rice versus brown rice, what's more valuable, how the plants grow, how mushrooms, what are mushrooms as a fungus, what are they? So we're trying to educate the neighborhood about the importance of food. Our motto is only 1% die of gunshots, but 60% die of food. food-related diseases like heart attack, cancers, diabetes, all these food-related stuff. So that's why we're really passionate about the garden. We have people, last year we were full. Every year we have full, and we want to bring more people into it. So and the other thing we'd like to do is add pollinators, which are flowers and grasses, which will pollinate, and that's why we want to take this area, the lower part of the garden near Cook Street, and plant some things there. The plan you see here, I don't think you see it there, it was done by a student at the horticulture class at Lynn Community College, and she laid out a plan to plant pollinators, different types. Don't ask me that, I'm not familiar with it too much, let's have to defer to them.
Plants that attract pollinators.
Yeah, that's what we need, more pollinators. So we want to spruce up that part of the garden, attract more people to it, and we asked the neighbors to participate in this. A lot of landscapers in the neighborhood have children, so we've asked them to come and help us plant and keep the park in good condition.
I have a question. I remember when you first started, used to be Jew, and all the vegetable was for the community. But I see now, I visited a couple of times, and I see different people own their own bed. So could you tell me why that changed?
No, it didn't. From the very beginning, people could rent or lease a space or work with us. We assigned it and everybody all had their own space. I mean, you all could come and get a space. And then we've always had that from the very beginning, Jim.
Yeah, but what I mean is that before, everybody can, they share with the vegetable with the neighborhood, but now this guy said, no, this is mine, nobody can touch it.
Some people feel that way, very strongly. We're going to move in the direction, we don't want to sell anything, we want food to be free. We'd rather have the people come and talk about the neighborhood and how you can empower the neighborhood, and the catch word now is empower it, because there's low voting, there's a youth issue, youth out of work, all these issues in the neighborhood. We're trying to use the park as a center for improving the neighborhood. So we'd rather have people work there, and so we've hired youth every summer, 2 or 3, and we've had classes come in from even the boys club of Lawrence came in, or Northeast Salem State College sends people. But we don't want it. And then, but we haven't sold, we don't sell the food. We did go to Ford School to try to set up a farmer's market up there. The idea of we're selling plants to raise money, because it costs probably about $5,000 a year to run that whole operation. And that's with us getting below minimum wage,
This morning, Jim, we had some conversation with David. He gave us a little presentation because we had Jim Lamont, the city attorney, there, because we had some questions about beds and charging and a lot of other questions. So we're not going to take a vote on this tonight. I think I'm going to ask that the commission table this until we hear back from the law department. We'll bring it before the commission again. So I would ask for a motion to table, and that's where we'll leave it.
Can I mention one thing here?
Certainly.
Is that our families grew food on the common during the old victory gardens. Our families did. It was a great thing. Plus, if we look around us at the cities that are using the public space, Lawrence has a big time. Boston, this is a parks that are used almost 100%. We don't border it off, and we bring people into it. So it's not really private space, get out of my space. Yeah, get that money. Thank you.
Okay, so somebody make a motion to table.
I'll make a motion, we're gonna table this till March.
Okay,
Is that correct?
we stand table.
Very good, thanks a lot.
Okay, thanks for coming in, David. Amy Robinson, Westland Pop Warner,
It's an annual.
it's an annual thing.
I'll make a motion.
Okay, for a second?
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Andrew Bellabo requests use of Gowdy Park for a free fundraising event to benefit the GPAC. Possible event date is May 19, 20 to 27. How are you?
Good, how are you?
You're Andrew?
I'm Andrew's dad, Tom.
You're Andrew's dad, Tom. Okay. How are you, Tom?
No complaints.
The dates are there.
How are you?
So tell us a little bit about the event.
Well, the event is called It's to raise money for a nonprofit organization called GPAC. And about a year and a half ago, my son started a challenge, and that's sort of the hook to raise awareness for something called gastroparesis, which is basically a paralysis of the stomach. So the challenge is designed to, well, it's pretty simple. Basically, it's a you take a paper plate and some whipped cream, and you challenge somebody to take this challenge within 24 hours. And if you don't, the request is that you would donate $1 to the GPAC Association to raise awareness for this disease.
How many people you expect?
I think we'd be thrilled if we had 50 people there. It's hard to say exactly.
Yeah. This is the first time you've done this type of thing?
Yes, it is.
Andrew's been on Inside Edition, Channel 5, doing the same thing, right? I mean,
Yeah, he's worked hard
done a lot
at
to
raising
try to-
awareness for this challenge.
Yeah, yeah. And he did a whole room based after the Fenway Park, so like the Red Sox have backed Andrew
Red
in
Sox have
this.
been involved, yes.
Yeah.
And just recently, just yesterday, we got a call from Nesson, producer, who wants to do a piece sort of leading up to the Red Sox season.
Great. So, great. Are there any questions from the board? Is there a motion?
I'll make a motion.
Second.
Okay, all in favor? Okay.
Thank
good
you.
Which
luck.
date do we,
Yeah, which one is it?
which date?
Do you have a date in mind?
That is the
They're all-
27th of May, so.
Okay.
Is there a rain date, Tom?
I think it would be more or less rain or shine, I think.
Okay.
If the date has to change, you can work it out with the DPW office.
Sure.
All right, good luck with it.
All right, I appreciate the
Thank
support.
you.
Thank you very much.
Take care. Okay, Marcus Chabot, is that how you say it? Marcus?
That's a film
Oh, that's the Warm
company.
Springs,
Yeah,
okay, that's the
he's-
Linwoods.
That's all set,
Okay.
they've passed in all the paperwork,
Okay.
yeah, and Dean's will be working with them.
There'll be some revenue possibly for the city, or they usually make a donation, don't they? Any questions on number 11? Somebody want to make a motion?
Make a motion.
Okay, for a second.
Second?
All in favor? Okay, 12 we already did, that was, Okay, Lisa, what's up next? The carnivals you want to talk about? Or anybody else here? What are you here for?
Oh, that's for Matthew, right, you Matt? Yeah,
Number
that's on the
13.
new business.
Okay, it's on the 15, okay, we'll bring him up. Okay, Matthew, why don't you tell us what's going on?
My name's Matthew Atwood. I am requesting a day in June to have a 16-team softball fundraiser for my cousin. He passed away last year of suicide. I feel everybody should have somebody to talk to, and I feel like there's not enough awareness around this. So he loved softball, and I feel like this would be a good way to honor him at Gallagher Park. He is in the cemetery literally right behind it. So I feel like, he could be watching over this. I want to have this as a fundraiser annually, hopefully, and everything that we make for money-wise. I'd like for it to be put on a scholarship in his name for a senior in any of the high schools. It doesn't matter which one, but the only stipulation would be that they're pursuing a career in law enforcement at school. He was on his way to become a police officer.
Show something in criminal justice?
Yeah, I mean, that was his goal since he was a little kid. His father's a cop up in Chelsea right now. He has tons of friends that play softball. I feel like we get a good amount of people, raise a lot of money and awareness about suicide.
How old was David?
24.
24?
Yeah.
That's too bad.
Yes.
So what's the date here you're looking for?
I believe it was the first
Says
June
Saturday,
second or-
the 2nd or Sunday the 3rd?
Yeah, and I mean, any of those dates
Yeah.
is fine.
Lisa, are those dates?
They're all open.
They're all open? Okay.
Even the week after too.
Any more questions? If not, I'll entertain a motion.
I'll make the motion.
Okay.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay.
Good luck.
You're all set.
Thank you, I appreciate
Good luck.
it.
Which date are they gonna do?
You're gonna do June 2nd or the 3rd?
Is,
Saturday and Sunday. It's up to you.
it's a Saturday, that's.
Okay.
works.
The second?
Yep, 2nd.
Awesome, thank you.
That's why we keep an eye on it.
So may I just get in touch with me and April will sit down with you, we'll go over everything?
Awesome,
Okay.
sounds good, thank you.
You're welcome. Do you have an email?
I can write it down there.
Any golf course?
Want to do the carnivals first, or? Okay. So this is the annual fireworks carnival fiesta show. They're looking for Keeney Park, June 18th through the 20th. They're set up, they open the 21st, and they would be there 21st through the 24th, 4 to 10 p.m. weekdays, and 12 to noon to 10 p.m. on weekends, and those are tentative times. And it's, once we approve, then we'll have to go to the city council, correct?
Yes.
So I know last year we had a little bit of problem because the timing of the carnival was not good. It was during a quite large rainstorm, if I remember correctly, and just coming in and out of the field. The field was in tough shape. Fiesta Show did resolve all the problems to the satisfaction of the DPW, correct?
Yes.
Okay. I know one of the councils expressed concern, but this is going to go to them so they will have a chance to do what they want to do. So, and this is a fundraiser for the fireworks,
That's correct.
correct? So I don't know if anybody has any questions on that.
What's the date on that again?
It's,
They
the
set
setup
up-
is the 18th to the 20th of June, and then the actual dates for the carnival are 21st through the 24th. And you get the times, 4 to 10 on weekdays and 12 to 10 p.m. on weekends. That's a tentative time on the weekend. So, Lisa, they get police details and stuff?
Yes, they do, if they can fill the slots.
If they have these people available.
Yeah.
So any questions or? Somebody
They're
wanna-
gonna fix the field?
Oh yeah, whatever they do, they'll repair, yeah.
Yeah.
They have an insurance bond and everything. It was the perfect storm last year.
When they was in the banana park, Jesus Christ.
I know, that was,
Awful.
that was the perfect storm. That was the weather and the bringing the equipment in and set up. It was a disaster. So, but they did repair everything, so.
They're only coming in once, just that week. Usually they come in May and then they come back later, but they're only coming in one time.
The spring never seems to work for them. They always seem to get rain. At least they stand a better
Because
chance
last
of
year
it.
they were down at GE Field and it was just
I was just gonna say, I thought they moved it to GE last year.
It was a washout. They bought 8x10 plywood, plastic.
It rained both times, so it rained both locations
Yes,
last year?
Yes.
In the spring.
Because they did McManus Field first, and then they did the GE Field afterwards for the later one in the year?
No, they did, McManus Field was 2016.
Oh, it was the year before, okay.
Mhm.
Well, I lose track of that stuff. Okay, is there a motion to approve that?
I'll make a motion.
Second.
I'll second.
Any further discussion? All in favor? Aye. Okay, now, we at the Gannon Golf Course, what we have there is a,
Change order,
that's a change order.
and then there was an email.
There's a couple of things.
Yeah.
First, there's a change order, I guess. Came through Mark Mungin, the consultant, for lack of a better term, that we use on the Gannon issues up there, and there was a project approved. And now there's a change order that is coming.
1,600.
It's for $1,600. Change order will cover the golf architect's assistance in overseeing an additional $24,000 in path work added to the contract through the patch repair fund. Our work will include a review of existing conditions, planning of the work, including sketches, cost estimating, assistance with layout of the work, and construction review and administration. So our motion would be to approve an additional $1,600 for this change order.
So the new contract,
Yeah.
the new contract, the name would change also.
Yeah, it'll change from $57,975 to $59,575. So is there a motion to approve that?
I'll make the motion.
Is there a second?
Second.
Okay, any further discussion? All in favor? Aye. Okay, there's one other thing we need to vote on for the golf course, and that was DPW Commissioner Andy Hall has asked that we give him the approval to expend $4,500 for the preparation of new lease documents for the Canyon Golf Course. He plans to employ Tinty, Quinn, Grover, and Fry of Salem, Mass for these efforts. I know he's been talking to them. They are going to work with the law office once we get a document, because as we know, the lease agreement we currently have is going to be up at the end of this year, so they'll be selecting a new, there'll be a new lease agreement going forward for the next 5 years. So there's no questions, there a motion to encumber $4,500?
Quick question, is Andrew engaged with this law firm before?
I think they are somebody that has the experience of doing this type of stuff. I don't know if he's ever used it before or not. I don't know the answer to that question.
There was this relationship with DPW or the city?
No,
Not to my knowledge.
I don't know if it had something to do with Mungin, if he had asked other golf courses that have lease agreements similar to ours as to who they use. I think that's might have been how they came about this person. Recommended by side. I don't really have the answer to the question. You want us to get any questions back to the Commissioner? Okay, is there a mission?
I would assume Andrew's comfortable with this law firm, so I just didn't know if there was,
Yeah.
if you guys had used him before.
No, I've never heard of him before. So is there a motion to approve that amount of money?
I'll make a motion.
Is there a second?
I'll second.
Any further discussion? All in favor? Aye. Lisa, there was one more thing on the lights.
You have the information.
Just this last one.
No.
Lisa, you want to explain what's going on here?
So, McKean Park, Eastland Little League, electric agreement with the city of Lynn. We have no backup documentation, going back when Eastland Little League was playing at the Harry Clooney Field down at Manning Field, and then when they did the construction of the new Manning Bowl, they moved them down to Keeney Park. And I believe, because we don't have anything in writing, there was a verbal agreement stating that the city of Lynn will be covering the cost of their lights. So we have this ongoing issue. We're working right now with the law office to try to resolve the situation. So
So they were coming
Attorney
to us.
Lamana, Attorney Lamana met with Steve and I this morning, and he sent Steve all documentation, which he has in his hand.
Right, so what he wants us to do is he wants us to make a motion tonight to refer the matter to the law department because we don't have the authority. It's this, obviously, when it started, the Prunia Field, I consider that stadium commission stuff because when they took down Manning Bowl and they redid it, they displaced that field when they put them over it, was it over it?
Down at Keeney.
Down to Keeney.
It's called the volunteer field, down by the Adams Street extension.
So I'm just confused. It says I will send a letter to Eastland Little League demanding payment. Payment for
There's an outstanding payment of $6,000.
what time is that?
Pretty much
from the inception since they've been?
I'm not sure.
What year is that?
This goes back from 2017, 2013.
So that bill is still unpaid going back that far?
Unpaid 2016. Yeah.
So unpaid to grid or need to reimburse the city? They've been paid for?
We haven't paid the bill. We're sitting on it.
I'm surprised they even shut it
That's a
off.
lot.
So
How much is the bill?
the bill is $6,362.32.
And maybe this is a question for the law department, but is Eastland Little League just saying they don't owe the bill? I'm kind of confused at,
They're stating there is an agreement, if they move from Premier Field down to Keeney Park, that the city will cover for the lights. There is no documentation in the Park Commission minutes, and there's no documentation in the Stadium Commission minutes.
but either way, nor is there any documentation stating that it's owed at all. So this board just needs to recommend that the law department deals with it?
That's
Yeah.
correct.
Okay.
The motion would be refer the matter to the law.
It's not even our tax ID number.
Yeah.
I'm amazed they didn't shut off the power if it's been that many years. Why do they not? That's amazing.
So, just part of the second part of this, I was sending a letter of demand, if the Park Commission has not yet approved the Little League use fields for 2018, which we have, correct? I would include a motion, a stipulation that all Little Leagues with lights must pay all past and future electric bills for the lighting needs on their fields. Was that all worked into?
Yeah, what he's saying is going forward, if we have lighting situations where there's unpaid bills, that before we approve the schedules, they need to figure out.
But haven't we approved the schedules?
I don't think so, not yet.
Yeah, we did
Yeah, we did.
last month.
Well, last month we did.
Joe came in.
So,
What other lighting issues do we have? Do we have any other lighting issues?
No, that's the only one.
This is the only one,
Mhm.
so it's,
Because Westland Pop Warner, they pay for their own lights, so Wyoming pays for theirs down at Great Woods Road and at Fairfield. Barry Park is paid by Westland Pop Warner.
the only one the city pays is
Babe Ruth is
Fry.
paid by,
Yep.
Babe Ruth.
Yep.
They have a lease agreement with the city. So Fry Park, St. Mary's used the lights and they paid for $250.
so
Use the lights and Kevin Donahue from football, what's his name?
no, it's generals.
Daniels, yeah, thank you, yeah. He pays for the lights when he uses the lights on the Friday.
Just so we're clear though, so if the Park Commission has not yet approved the Little League use of the fields for 18, which we already
We
did,
already have.
I would include a motion stipulation, so that we did not have a motion and or a stipulation, correct? Okay.
We're just gonna make a motion to refer this to the law department.
I just
Resolution.
wouldn't want Eastland Little League or any other Little League or the law department to think that we said, oh yeah, we did that in our vote, that they must pay for all past and future electric bills, because we did not address that. Okay.
This is just letting the law department work out a resolution. It's not up to us to work out a resolution.
Yeah.
So does someone want to make a motion to refer this matter to the law department?
I'll make that motion.
Is there a second?
I'll second.
Any discussion on the motion? All in favor? Aye. Is there anything else to come before us?
Claire?
Motion to adjourn?
I'll make the motion.
I'll second.
We stand adjourned?
Get out of here.